Alright, so we are doing the second firing. We are at 1866. We're just kind of taking our time. The first firing was pretty frantic. Try and hit our cones. We've got a lot more wood this time. And we actually took it up to 1,000 with a bunch of long mill scrap, molding scraps and stuff like that, and just fed them through the front. And so we didn't even have to touch all our bigger wood until
and an outside shot now too.
Oh yeah. And Ethan's here getting wood. Dad's here giving me a hand. So it's just three of us today. This will be the first firing where we actually have work in the kiln worth caring about. So it's actually the stack is starting to clear just a tiny bit. I know it doesn't look clear, but it's actually clearing up a little bit. We stoked about 2 minutes ago, and once the stack starts to clear a little bit and the peephole in the front, you know, you can actually start seeing the pots again. Then we go ahead and stoke. We've been pretty heavy reduction all the way since, well, I mean, darn near since the beginning of this thing. So we've got a lot of nuka and up front, and a lot of ash glazes, about 3 different ash glazes, about 4 different experimental glazes. And we've got kind of a Temecue base in there with a little less iron, so it'll probably go kind of green. We didn't do a rebay in this one, just because some of the stuff had a lot of bowls and cups in there, and a rebay is not very safe. So they're more sculptural than just straight functional, but they are and could be functional, and I don't want to saturate it with copper and get anybody sick. So you can see here through the number 3 passive dampener hole here, looking through into the kiln, and you can actually see it kind of starting to clear a little bit. When you first stoke and you open this, it's just black, you can't see anything, so it's starting to clear a little bit. So we need to get ready for our next stoke, and we'll update you when things are a little bit hotter.
Yeah, I want to see this big smoke and fire. Finally reached.
Okay, we're at about 2087. We've been flirting with 2100 and just going over 2100 and then back again. We're trying the blowtorch trick here with the wood in the door, and we've been raking up the coals a lot, or raking out the coals and bringing them out in steel buckets, because this hardwood really coals up. So maybe the next firing we'll do cedar or something like that and see how that goes. But in the meantime, it's climbing. We'll go look at the stack outside here. Got a pretty good flame going. So it was just super heavy black smoke, and we were kind of stalled. So I thought maybe the blowtorch trick might give it more air and get us a little more heat. So check in when we get hotter. See you later.
Well, we got like a 6 foot, maybe 7 foot flame, or now 3. It was like 10 or 8 feet. Dad must be stoking now. As you can see, we have reached 2100. We're doing an old trick that one of the first American potters did. See if we can see the humongous flame coming out. See that? That's what I call a big flame. Yeah. Ah, all the coals. All the coals from wood. It's 2223. That'll be maybe almost 20 times. temperature that can burn a human.
What?
2219.
2219?
Yeah, when we dropped, we were at 2280.
Dropped 70 after you cleared, or?
After I cleared, we stoked and cleared. It'll probably come back, you know, just during this as it's burning, but.
Well, I want to show you the inside the kiln, but I can't. Maybe update you later, maybe not. All right, so we're hotter. We've kind of been stalled in the 22s for a while, but it's okay because the cones are pretty much flat in front. 10's down on the side, and it looks like 8 is going down in the back, which we're going to try and get at least 9 down, if not 10 in the back, but the back takes a lot longer. The Nuka glaze up front looks like it melted, which that was experimental, so I'm real happy about that. And yeah, so we've obviously used a lot of wood. If you saw the previous clip, this whole area of pallet wood and mixed hardwood scrap is almost gone. We haven't broken into the cordwood yet. In a little bit, I think we're gonna pull some of the passive dampeners in the back, try and slow it down, get some of that heat to radiate to the back, and get the back hot, because there's a lot of work back there. But I used a lot of white, leech white, and Temecoo in the back, and I don't know what that's going to look like, probably just white, but yeah, it's very, very hot. And so the back doesn't have to get quite as hot, because most of the glazes I use back there should melt pretty easily. So we'll pull a brick here, let you look inside. Wait for the atmosphere to clear. I don't know if that's going to be able to see anything or not. Yeah, probably not. You won't be able to see anything. But we'll do one for the firing, and then we'll do one for the unloading, and talk about some of the work and some of the glazes that we used, and see what happened. But so far things look pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how things have been going. It's been slow going, and it stalled for a while. And we tried a bunch of stuff, and I'm still not sure what actually worked, but we did get it out of 2150, but it was there for a little over an hour. So we'll check in later. All right, so firing's pretty much over. We went about 10.5 hours or so. Didn't actually get into any of the cordwood. Temperature was starting to drop, and I was getting a little weird about putting in the big wood, not having burnt it before, what it was going to do, and if that was going to continue to drop, and then we were going to have a lot of ash and stuff in there that maybe was sticking to stuff and not melting because it wasn't going to stay hot enough. But we definitely got hot enough. Cones are down pretty much everywhere. The back, cone 9's down, 10 is moving a little bit, but all the glazes in the back of the kiln work pretty well, even at cone 9. So we had one, looks like a cup tipped over in the front, and definitely stuck to a big vase, so that kind of stinks, but oh well. Note to self, don't put small stuff right at the front of the kiln. Something tells me when I pull this, it's gonna smoke us. Yeah, it's still wanting to burn, so it's still we basically shut it down with fuel in it and bricked it up, and it's not airtight. We didn't paper the front with fire clay and newspaper or anything, and instead of trying to remember which bricks went where exactly, because I did them all in Roman numerals because I thought that would be way cooler, but it's extremely confusing because when you flip it over, sometimes 2 and 3, they look the same when they're flipped around. So the number 2 3 down brick looks the same as the number 3 2 down brick, and when you're getting towards the end, you want to make sure you shut it up before it drops too much, and so we did. Anyway, good firing. Really interested to see the results on Tuesday. Today's Saturday, and it should be cool enough by Tuesday to start looking around in there. I think we're gonna have some really neat stuff, and I'm sure there'll be a few tragedies. There always are, but anyway. So yeah, can't wait to see the work.